So, Jabra Elite Active 65T, recently bought, and frankly now I'm trying to return them. Why buy them? Why return them? Let's see. We have this lovely box here, which is a bit big for whatever we're getting. It's basically the same game as with board games. The bigger box, the more you're willing to pay, right? So whenever you open it, you get basically another box. Whenever you open it, you get another box. Welcome to superior sound. I have to say that this is kind of correct. Before that, I had different wireless headphones, and just by upgrading to these, the sound is really nice. And right now, as I'm looking for different model, brand, whatever, I'm kind of scared that it won't have as a nice sound as these ones have. If you uncover this, you will get, obviously, your cable, the least important stuff, your manual, which nobody ever reads. You will get some vouchers or something. You will get blah 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 blah. Nobody reads these. And these should be the buds, the ends, the tips that goes into your ear. So this is kind of good if you have small hole in your head, or big one, or the middle one. I think that's the one that's installed. Over here we have the charging box, the case, which has been used, so this is a fake unboxing, as you can see. And these are the earbuds. So these guys are kind of lovely. They are really small, really light, and as you can see on the video, really disgusting right now. They have several microphones here, so those are used for so-called hear-through function, so that whenever you're running, cycling, whatever you're doing, you can hear the surrounding sounds. It's just about pressing the button on the right one for second or so, and then suddenly you can see the sounds from the outside. It's kind of weird robotic sound, but it kind of works. It's easier than just removing them from your ear. So this one is a power button. It's a single button. When you press it for 3 seconds, I believe, then you will get your Google Assistant, Alexa, whatever is there set up for you. It's 4 seconds is power on, power off, and 1 second or so is the hear-through function. The left one has 2 buttons, so it goes up and down. That's for volume up, volume down, and if you press it, it's next and previous. Pretty simple. The nice thing about these, which I didn't have in my previous wireless headphones, is they can connect to multiple devices too, at least. That's what I tried, and at that point you can choose on which device to play. The disadvantage of this is, as usual, Apple devices tend to be really greedy. So when I connect them to my MacBook, then they just play from the MacBook, and the MacBook will never ever give up. So when I want to play from my phone, I have to disconnect them from the MacBook, and after that I can play from my phone, which happens to be Android. I don't know, maybe with iPhone, MacBook it would work better, but this is the setup I have right now. When you put them into your ears, it's kind of funky because it's just like gets there. It's kind of weird sensation that you stop hearing anything from the outside world, which is kind of good. You often want that, like in a train, or if you're like me, you're running and you really don't want to hear your surrounding. And but then again, it's kind of weird, like you stop hearing the nothing you would normally hear, if that makes sense, and that's kind of creepy. back to the charging case. The charging case is micro USB, and that's kind of annoying. Having that on USB-C, I would have to have just one charger for my MacBook, for my Android, and for this thingy, so that unfortunately doesn't happen. The opening is kind of weird. I don't know why they chose to have this mechanical. I expect this to break very soon. You can do that one hand, like I probably never tried, so this will be comical. No, this can be done one hand, and then it's a bit of a trickery whenever you figure out which goes where, but over time you will kind of realize, yeah, the left, like when you can read the Jabra, then that's the way to do. They slide in really neatly. They will blink so that you know that they are charging, and whenever you close the thingy, it will just start charging. Normally, I think I got like 3-4 hours of sound from them. That's not a problem. They got charged like 4 times, 5 times from the case. I just put them into the case after every use, after every run, after every commute, everything. They are just there. Which brings me back to the usability of those, because before that I had ones that were just this like plastic loop that went around your neck, and they were perfect for jogging, for cycling, just for everything. Whenever you decided to not use them anymore, you just put them on your neck and they stay there and perfect. With these guys, like, you have to take them off from your ears. You can just unplug them and leave them because they are there, like they would just fall on the ground. And you have to put them into your pocket, and then they are really small, so if there's like keys or phone in your pocket, you really don't want to crash them, so you're constantly looking for the case, etc., etc. Happened to me several times that I just misplaced them or misplaced one of them. It was kind of annoying. That being said, I never lost them. Like you can see, I have both of them, so this might be just me being overly cautious, like, don't know. It's just a matter of fact that this type of thing for sports, I don't think that's a perfect match, because you have to make sure that you won't lose them. Once this part gets sweaty, it is sort of slippery. They are fine. Like, it happened to me that they fell off just like 3-4 times, and every time I was just like walking around, not really running, so it is okay-ish. Just the feeling of, you constantly have to make sure you can't just like swipe the sweat from your forehead, because they are there somewhere, and whenever you're taking the buff from your neck, that's the case when one of these guys fell off from my ear, because the buff just like got in the way, and that was kind of annoying. So overall, like, if you're really into your active lifestyle, if you're really into doing something physically demanding where losing them might be a problem, I don't think they are a great fit. I don't think that's the greatest option ever. I really liked the small case. I really liked the ability to charge them on the go and not have to have the extra cable. Definitely gave me more hours of sports thing or commuting even. But then again, like, I have to charge this thing anyway. So anyway, back to the topic, why I'm actually returning them, because they failed on me. They failed on me in the sense that I have like quite hard problems hearing. I don't hear really well. So for a while I thought like I just can't hear the left one really well. But then I realized it's not me, it's actually the headphone. And over time I noticed that sometimes it happens that even the right one is wrong, and I didn't know what happened. Looking through the forums and stuff, I found out that there's this like tiny little hole, and some people say that this is a proximity sensor that somehow like tests whether you wear it or don't wear it and then adjust the volume. I tried to clean it for a little bit, it worked better, and then when it went down south, like right now I can't hear a shit. There's something in really distant, like really mute sound, but I can't hear that. And at that point, like if headphones can't play sound, then what's the point, right? So right now I'm trying to return them. Hopefully that's just a faulty piece. Another thing I wanted to talk about is actually not here, but is in the phone. Their app feels really archaic. I don't know how to say that, I don't know how to express that, but it seems like they released it, they sold like loads of those units, and probably the app is compatible with more units, and then they abandoned it. Like the app is really old, doesn't feel like it's doing a great job. There's a function for search my Jabra. My left one is constantly somewhere else than the right one, which is kind of weird, right? Like the idea is obviously, as you can guess from the name, is the phone will record the last known positions of the headphones and then upload it somewhere or just store it locally, I don't know, and then show you like, oh, this is the last time we've seen the headphones, so that if you misplaced them, you can search for them. Great, but like if one of them is constantly off the map, what's the point? And I always use both of them, so it can be like one of them was in the charging case and the other one was in the air. Overall, the app doesn't really do too much, which is kind of a pity. I don't know why they chose to have quite a good product regarding the sound quality, quite a good product regarding the power, the battery life. The case is kinda nice, like it's small, you can see that it's relatively light and it does its job. Like from most perspectives it's quite fine, but the software of that is just appealing. Another thing is whenever I raise the request with the support like, hey, this is not working, they are like, yeah, have you tried master restarting the headphones? I'm like, okay, how do you do that? Essentially the way you master restart these is if you install new language. So basically what it does, if you install new language, it will wipe out the whole firmware from the product and install a new one that just happens to have a different language variant, which again shows how old, outdated, and not developed the app is. Like they could easily just add a button like just master restart the headphones. Obviously it is weird, but this is the life we live in. My phones need updating, my headphones need updating, my watch needs updating. Everything needs a firmware update. Embrace it, don't hide it. Make sure that let's talk some positives. Positive number one, once you take them out from the case, they will automatically turn on, so you don't have to do anything else. That's nice. They will also connect to the nearest known device, which is, let's say, my phone, and they will automatically unpause the whatever's there, which is really nice. It still has its rough edges, but I really like the fact that whenever I'm going entering the shop, I will take them off, go around, do my shopping, then put them back into my ears, and they will start playing again, which is really neat. If you remove them from your ear and put them back within 60 seconds, they will also resume playing whatever was there, which is again like really nice feature. They were not really expensive. Jabra just recently released updated version 75T. They are twice as expensive as these, so I just got the older version because I thought this will be fine. Oh yeah, the case, as you've seen, the case is kind of a mess, and this is after cleaning. Cleaning this thing is a nightmare. Like, how do you get there? And there's a lot, as you can see, like, there's a lot, and there always will be a lot of biological parts. So, I don't know, just not using dark color would be nice, to not have to look at this mess every single time you open it. Or just, I don't know, making this waterproof. That would be actually neat, so that I can rinse it underwater. I can. This is not waterproof. Don't do that.
Yeah. So these are Jabra's 65 T. Focus. Yay.